Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something interesting. We're going to be ranking albums from prog metal legends between the Buried and Me. And we're going to start with their 2002 self-titled debut album. And this is honestly my least favorite. It's going to great tier. Still, solid debut. I rather enjoy tracks like More of Myself to Kill, Arsonist. My personal favorite on here is probably Naked by the Computer. I also like the Judas Priest vocals that come on Aspirations. This is the only thing about this album, in my opinion. The vocals aren't quite there yet. The instrumentation's already like 90% of the way there, but the vocals just come off a little weak and a little unfocused, honestly, at least in my humble opinion. Um, it just really feels like they're trying to figure out what they're doing and what they want their sound to be. But there are still some bangers on here. Once again, like Aspirations, Naked by the Computer. Also like Chevenol, Cut a Flip as well. But, I mean, pretty good album. Just kind of pales in comparison to the rest of their discography, at least in my humble opinion. But next up, we have The Silent Circus. And now, originally, I had this at Fantastic, but I got bumped down to Amazing. Top of Amazing, though. Like, seriously, banger opener with Lost Perfection, Colorophobia. I also love B, Anophobia. I also love Camilla Rhodes, Mordecai, Destructo Spin, Aesthetic. And I also love Shove It All Take 2 for the softer tracks on here. I actually really like Shove It All Take 2 as well. That's just my personal opinion, though. But the tracks that are a little weaker are Reaction, Add a Diglamut, however you pronounce it. I also think the need for repetition with 6 minutes of silence in it does drag it down a little bit as well. Like, this is still a strong album. It's just got a few weaker tracks on it, if that makes sense. But next up we have Alaska. And this is a major improvement. Oh, by the way, the Silent Circus came out in 2003. And this is a major improvement in every way to the Silent Circus. I'm putting it at Fantastic. I originally had, well, actually, I know, I'm going to put it in Near Perfection. I'm going to put it in Near Perfection. This is like a major improvement on the Silent Circus in every way possible. It's more consistent, it's more focused, the prog elements are more proggy, the death metal moments are more death metal. Just everything about this is a major improvement. I love the opener All Bodies, Alaska with that opening synth line. I love Croakies and Boat Shoes. I love Selkie. My favorite on here is probably Selkies, The Endless Obsession. Even the instrumentals rip. Everything on this album rips. But I think Selkies is the crown jewel. At least in my opinion. But next up we have my personal favorite Between the Buried and Me album, Colors. I own this album on CD, by the way. So I'm a little biased. And this came out in 2007. Oh yeah, Alaska came out in 2005. Sorry, yo. And let me just tell you this right now. This album is like a full-blown experience. Like, carve out an hour worth of time and just let the experience wash over you. I mean, like, from Foamborn A, the backtrack, to B, the Decade of Statues, to Informal Gluttony, The Son of Nothing, to Ants of the Sky, to prequel to the sequel, to even the instrumental of Viridian and White Walls. This is genuinely one of those albums that you just gotta carve out some time and just let it wash over you. This is a 10 out of 10 record. I love this record. Perfection. Next up, we have The Great Misdirect. Released in, I believe this came out in 2009. Yes, it came out in 2009. And this album is going to Fantastic. I really enjoy this album. My personal favorite on here is probably probably Disease, Injury, Madness, but it's all great. I also love Swim to the Moon, Desert of Song, Falso Genera, Feed from Cloud Mountain, Obfuscation, and Mirrors. This is a much more depressing album, honestly. It feels a lot more serious and a lot more depressive. They also lean a lot more on synth elements than they do death metal elements for this one. Still, a fantastic album. Just one of those albums that is a little bit more depressing. So I would say if you're not in like the best mood, don't listen to this. But if you can handle it, go ahead and listen to this thing. It's worth your time. This is 100% worth your time. But next up we have, and I included one EP on here, the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogues EP. This is only 30 minutes. And this boy is going to... Ooh, this is a toughie. Ooh, this is a tough one. Oh, this is so tough. Do I put it in amazing or fantastic? I'm going to put it in amazing. Because it's only 30 minutes and it's only 3 tracks. But all 3 of these tracks rip. From Specular Reflection to Augment of Rebirth to Lunar Wilderness. Perfect EP. Like, this is a fantastic EP. It just pales in comparison to some of the other work, but this is like one of the best EPs you ever hear in your entire life. I stand by that. But next up we have Parallax 2 Future Sequence. Released in 2012. Oh, and Parallax, the Hypersleep Dialogue EP, was released in 2011. This is going to the top of Near Perfection. To the tippy top. I love this thing. Like, personal favorites are like Telos, Bloom, Melting City, Silent Flight, Parliament. I also love Extremophile Elite and Lay Your Ghost to Rest and Astral Body as well. The only tracks that I think are a little weaker than the rest are Goodbye to Everything and the instrumental Autumn. I also think Goodbye to Everything Reprise is slightly weaker than the rest. This is 72 minutes, by the way, and it tells a story from beginning to end. It tells the story of 2 people basically existing on another planet, and I'm not going into the whole story, but just know it picks off after the end of The Great Misdirect with Swim to the Moon, and picks up after that. So in my opinion, if you want to get the most out of this album, you want to listen to The Great Misdirect, Hypersleep Dialogues EP, and Parallax 2 Future Sequence. Now, I know that's like over 2 hours worth of music, but trust me. Excuse me. But trust me, if you want the full experience, you gotta listen to both those albums and that EP all back to back if you want the full experience. Or you can listen to all of these separately, because all of these separately still rip. Near Perfection album. But next up we have Coma Ecliptic. Released in 2015. This is going to perfection. I love this album. I love it from the opener of Node all the way to the close of Life in Velvet. Now, this is much more of like an opera album. They take a lot of influence from like Queen and Depeche Mode on here. Everything. It's also a lot softer as well. Like, they still have the death metal moments on here, but a lot of this is a lot softer, and I love it. Because this reminds me of like a Night at the Opera crossed with like Depeche Mode. I love it. Like, from Node to the Coma Machine to Dim Ignition to Famine Wolf, King Redeem, Queen Serene, Turn on the Darkness, The Atopic Straw, Rapid Calm, Memory Palace, Option Oblivion, and Life in Velvet just rips from beginning to end. This is a fantastic 10 out of 10 album that almost goes toe-to-toe with Colors. I am not even joking. I still prefer Colors slightly, but this is number 2 for me. But next up we have Automa 1 released in 2018. And this is going to... 1 second. One second, please. I gotta fix something. I messed up. Sorry, y'all. There we go. I got it fixed now. Sorry about that. Open up a separate screen for some reason. But I got it fixed now. And Automata 1 is going to great tier, a little above the debut. Now, let me just say this. I love the opener, Condemned to the Gallows. That is the best track on here. And House Organ follows it up pretty strong as well. But then it kind of dips a little bit with Yellow Eyes, Millions, and Gold Distant. It does pick it back up at the end with Blot. But the rest of this, but it's got a saggy middle. It's got a strong beginning and a strong end, but a saggy middle. That's why I'm putting it at great tier. But next up we have Automata 2, released in 2018 as well. And this album is honestly going to amazing for me. Below the Silent Circus, though. I really like this album, like especially from the Purveyor Below, Glide, Voice of Trespass, and The Grid. This feels like a much more crazy Jazzman album, honestly. There's a lot of jazz influence on here, and it's much weirder than Automata 1. And I feel like it's a bigger improvement, and I honestly feel like it stands on its own, too, while also being weird and crazy and just busting out the crazy Jazzman. I love this album. But next up we have, and this is one of the big boys for me, we got Colors 2, released in 2021. This is actually going to the bottom of perfection. I don't like it quite as much as the original Colors or Coma Ecliptic, but it's very close. The one thing I will say about this one is, unlike Colors, this is a much more singles-focused album. Like, there's actual songs you can listen to on their own and not miss out on anything. Like, but personal favorites go to, like, Fits the Error, Bad Habits, The Future is Behind Us. I also love Staring to the Abyss, Never Seen Future Shock. Like, especially that drum solo on Fits the Error with that... Especially with that cowbell, too. I love that cowbell. I also love Human as Hell, another one with Love. The only track I think that is a little weaker on here is the instrumental Safumoto? Safumoto? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? But man, so much strong stuff. Especially the double helix of Extinction and Revolution and Limbo as well. I love this album from beginning to end, with only the instrumental being a slightly weaker point for me, personally. But next up, we have the most recent album released last year in 2025, The Blue Nowhere. And this album is going to the tippy top of fantastic. I love this album. But the crown jewel on this one for me is the title track. But everything else is so strong. Like Things We Tell Ourselves in the Dark, God Terror, Absent Thereafter. I even love the weirder moments like Pause, Door 3, and Morenian Encore. They're just so weird and so abstract, but they just work perfectly for me. I also love Psychomantium for a heavier track and Slow Paranoia. Beautifully Human is a solid closer as well, even though it's not quite as strong as the title track in my opinion. But man, this is just an amazing album. Please check this album out, especially if you like, because this is like their most psychedelic and funk influenced album. Like if you like psychedelic music and funk music, please check this out. I implore you. But that should do it. Tell me if I got it right in the comments below. Tell me if I got it wrong in the comments below. Tell me your favorite Bring Me Between the Buried and Me song. Tell me your least favorite Between the Buried and Me songs. Tell me your favorite album. Tell me your least favorite album. And all of you have a great day, a great weekend, and a great week. And also, For all of you that live in America, happy 4th of July, yo! I hope all of you have a great day, a great weekend, and a great week. I'll see all of you next week.